time. It is time for another video. Good day to you, my fellow adventurers throughout time and space. It is I, the Cowardly Time Lord, welcoming you to another LEGO review video. It's also a comparison review. Yes, so quickly, first off, this was the original Council of Elrond set from, I forget when exactly, and these are the figures that came with it. I don't know if the Gimli is the same Gimli or not. And probably not all the pieces on the Frodo or the Frodo from this particular Rivendell little mini build from years past. I will show that I did put the right head on because it has a particular head to it. Angry Frodo. That is the one key difference in the old Rivendell set. I don't think this is the right Gimli at all. I've got now 4 Gimlis. Anyway, these Gimli came in most of the old Lord of the Rings sets for whatever reason. Like, he came in quite a few. Of course, Gandalf takes the cake for most appearances. Anyways, I'll go into better detail about the other figures as I do my comparing the figures that have new versions to their old versions and such. Starting with Frodo. I took the best version of Frodo from the old line versus the new Frodo. So obviously, most important thing to note is, of course, the printed legs. The dual-molded mini legs. The cape piece is quite good. Quite like it. I don't know. Focus. Hold on a sec. It's hard to spin characters' heads around when doing this. Okay, hold on a sec. Okay, the screaming face is quite good, but I actually do like the more modern face for that weird sort of pale-eyed looking. Also, yes, I should discuss the new figures as well that are unique to the new big Rivendell. I'm basically done talking about the small Rivendell, other than the fact that I've added those little extra of the ring to make little crowns for little statues on top. And some parts might not be quite correct on it because, well, I've had it for a long time. That was actually one of the Lord of the Rings sets I got way back in the days when the set line was being originally released. Anyways, Old Bilbo, fantastic figure. I've already switched out the hair on Sam and this one's the Fool of a Took, so Mary. Right? I always get Pippin and Mary and Pippin always mixed up. Anyways, so I'll move those aside. So next we have Sam. Yeah, I don't know. I prefer the old Sam over the new Sam. Just at a cursory glance. Of course, the back of the torsos to be inspected for this kind of thing with I just think the old Sam has much better torso detailing. I don't know about the face on either of them, honestly. And I know it's completely different, but I actually do like the fact that the new one does include a frying pan. That was a much needed addition. Much needed. So there's Sam done. So now we're moving on to... Let's just go with Merry and Pippin. Just to cover both. So the old versions, excellent, excellent. Very good all around. I won't be showing the back of their torsos, as I don't think that it's too difficult with the capes. And I like how they have the green capes. Yes. And overall, I just think they look great. Then there's the new versions, which honestly I think is one of their better new versions. Though I do have to point out that Lembas bread was not in Rivendell. Still a very important addition. Also the carrot, that was brilliant. I actually had to rewatch the Lord of the Rings films with my mother, so she understood why he came with a carrot. I even said exactly what scene, because of course I remembered it. It's such a great joke to have him with a carrot. Anyways, on to Boromir. One of the best characters. I honestly don't know what to make of the new face. I mean, I think the new Boromir figure is overall fantastic. The new sword piece is interesting. I should probably show off a new version of Sting. I'll get around to that at some point when I'm doing the actual overview of the actual set. I'm going through the figures right now. I like the old Boromir figure. I think it looks really good. Not to say that the new one is totally terrible, but yeah, I don't know. I like the old one. I think that's more than just nostalgia talking. In a lot of cases, I think they did the torsos and stuff a lot better, but they really messed up on doing the faces. So Gandalf. Of course, Gandalf has this unique. The new Gandalf has this unique piece, so that you can simulate sitting with the long robe piece rather than legs. The cape has only one hole to it, and I don't necessarily like it so much. The hat is the exact same. The face, I believe, is changed a bit, but it's hard to tell because of, well... Yeah, they definitely changed the face. And I preferred the eyebrows on the old one. I will put that out right away. And where's Gandalf's sword? They did all these custom prints for all these other swords, and all these custom molds for all these other swords for the new Rivendell. They didn't do Gandalf's? Gandalf deserves his sword! I don't think anything can beat the old Gandalf figure, just in all, really. Not to say I don't like the new Gandalf, but this old Gandalf, he's brilliant. Gandalf the Grey. Yes. On to Legolas, the biggest downgrade in the new set. So, what did they do to you? What did they do to him? He's balding! And at the same time has longer hair. I really don't think that hairpiece works well for the Legolas figure. I really don't. I much prefer old Legolas's hair. Though I do have to admit I don't know. The new figure is a lot better in other aspects. I will give it that. But It's just horrendous. I love the new torso. I love the new torso and legs, but the hair and the face. What went wrong? What went wrong? I do. I don't know what I don't know if I said something earlier or not. I don't know what I wanted to say. Anyways, next we have Aragorn. I love the old face over the new face. The new face just doesn't do it for me. And even like the old torso, I think the old torso has some much better detailing than the new one. I don't know. I mean, they're obviously based on slightly different scenes. And I think the Aragorn in the new set is perfectly fine for it being Rivendell. So I'll give it a pass there. Next we have Gimli. So they changed the color of his beard, which I think is good. And I don't know about, it's so hard to see Gimli's face at all. It's pushed between the beard and the helmet. I do like how they gave mini legs to the dwarves for this set. That is a much improved. That's a very big improvement. That very much needed to happen. Also, the fact they made the beard a little different so that you can actually see the belt and stuff is a good improvement. And the changing of the color slightly, again, another good improvement. Anyways, let's see Gimli with the new helmet. Like they even made the helmet better, I would say, for the new Gimli. They didn't give us a proper dual-sided axe, though. Not to say that this one dwarven axe like that is not the epitome of perfection from Lego, other than the fact that it has those little dots in it, the little holes. These are the mold that was used. Aye, that's the one issue with these new weapons and this new set that make it so imperfect. Anyways, Gimli is just an amazing character. So yes, there's not much else to talk about here. On to who's assumed to be glowing, even though the designers have said otherwise. I gave him the two dwarven axes just because it's cool to have him out with the walking axe and stuff. Glowing. I would have pulled out my my glowing figure from The Hobbit, but I didn't think that was right. Otherwise, I'd have also pulled out the younger version of Bilbo. Yeah. And it's not confirmed whether or not this is glowing, so yes. Next, we have Elrond, Lord Elrond. Which, may I just say, the old figure just, it's so much better. Again, I'm sorry to say, but the new figure has failed on making it look just so good. I even think like the old torso and legs on like the older Elrond figure are much better. I'm sorry, new Elrond. You just don't have the same feeling. I love the way they did the elves for the Lord of the Rings sets in the in the old on the old ones. So yes, there's Elrond talked about. Now we move on to Arwen. yeah, quite a bit of design change. I think the old one is more accurate yet again, but I am not going to say that the new one does not look amazing. I think the new one looks better in a lot of ways, especially considering it's the new dress piece versus the old dress piece. Yeah, the old dress piece is really dated. Really dated now. And the color just seems weird. I don't know exactly what scene it's supposed to be based on, but I much prefer the hair. Yeah, focus. Whatever. Nope. Come on, focus. Of course, it wants to focus on the beauty that is Rivendell, that I'll get into in a minute. But yeah, I think the hair is just, in so many ways, so much better on the old figure. And then the two miscellaneous elves from the new Rivendell set. Perfect. Brilliant. They're fine. They meet all the standards. Also, I should briefly go over all the statues. They're generic, but they do their job well. Okay, I'm going to separate this as I do the reviews. So this is Bilbo's Tower. Quite a nice little bookshelf, very nice detailing all the way up. I'll pull out Sting briefly. The new version of Sting has some nice handle design to it. But again, it suffers from having those little dots on it. Little dot in the blade. Anyways, the mithril vest, of course. I'll get Sting back later. Right, you take off the top of the tower, and then you can see in there and back again. Nice little writing desk. The bed was fine, other than the fact that there was an error with my version. One of the pieces of the bed is not actually correct. Not that you can really tell. I hit it well that there was a piece that was incorrect because there was none of it in the set, so I had to get a replacement piece. And the set came with one too many of that piece. I can guarantee it. It's not like I made some mistake or anything. It just straight up came with one too many of that piece and not enough of a different piece. Quite annoying. Quite annoying. Oh yes, and then of course the wonderful that is the painting of Sauron versus Isildur. I really hope we actually get a set that includes Sauron soon and Isildur, and hopefully a full version of. Oh come on! I know this. I know that Narsil. Yeah, Narsil. Yeah, and then it becomes Anduel once it's reforged. I hope we get Anduel because the sword is definitely not the sword that Aragorn comes with in this new set is definitely not Anduil. It doesn't. I would hope if they were doing Anduil, it would have a few more details to it. And Narsil, I think, would be awesome to have in its complete form, even if they do stick with the habit of doing the dots in the weapon. Also, the roof pattern. Oh, it was hell putting on all those little pieces, I'll tell you that. But still, fun build, amazing build, definitely worth the price. Then of course there's this main thing, and you actually get to see the ring, like the rings being forged. And look, they use the old elven hair pieces in like the paintings. Erg. Oh, it's just so beautiful. The trees were also a pain, and I stopped paying attention to the exact instructions on the trees towards the end. I was just so tired, and I wanted it finished. Um, the back of the build is amazing. It's there's a little bench there, the map of Middle Earth, all these little details. Oh, it's amazing. And the floor tile pattern. That was annoying as well, in the fact that the specifics of the floor tile pattern that got to me. It really got to me. And then of course the little paintings of the city. I don't know what city that's actually supposed to be. And the elven ships. And then of course one more statue with the shards of Narsil. Oh, it's brilliant. I just wish, because the tile pattern is such that I would love to switch it around, but I'm a pain of following the instructions. So, all the greens point towards each other and the oranges point out, and then so on and so forth, like that. That's how the brain wants it to look. I tells you I'm not insane. Smeagol, your friend. I swears it on the precious. Got him. Yeah. Anyways. Oh, and then finally, this part. Yes. More trees, which, yeah, it's tiresome. The bridge is wonderful. The river, beautiful. Just this whole set. This whole entire massive Rivendell set is perhaps the most beautiful Lego set I have ever had the pleasure of building. I think if you have the money, you have a space to display it, which I do not. It is so worth it because it is beautiful beyond compare. Beautiful. Absolutely, exquisitely beautiful. And anyways, inside is a little weapon storage / forge area that I'll show you better when I turn this part of the build around. I just wanted to do that quickly beforehand because it's so difficult to put that little gazebo back on. Forge and sword. And then inside there's another version of Sting being worked on. I already took some of the elven blades to give to some older elven figures from previous Lord of the Rings sets. Frog. But yes, overall, truly, this set is absolutely fantastic. And it comes apart into three easily separatable three parts that easily separate to make for an easy time in transporting and stuff. Though I'll never get the Titanic set, so this is my only chance to really mention it because of the three separatable parts. And when I saw that as part of the advertisement in the Lego catalog, the Titanic, it comes into three easily separatable parts. How many parts did the Titanic break into as it sank? Anyways, that was my immediate thought. I'm terrible, I know, but I'll never get that Titanic set because just too much for something I don't care about enough. Not to say that it's not a beautiful set, and if I had the proper room and space to display it, I probably would. There's probably a lot more sets I'd be getting if I had a huge house and room to display it all and make it look gorgeous. But I don't. So anyways, one more time. Here's the old Rivendell. Here's the new Rivendell in all of its glorious beauty. Anyways, this looks like a good place to end off for today's video. So, this is the Cowardly Time Lord signing off and saying, have a good day, or whatever time it is, wherever you are. Bye-bye now.